stream on Facebook?
On YouTube.
All right, all right. Hi, Richard.
Hello, how are you?
Great
Good to see you, Rube.
Same
Thank
here,
you.
same here. It feels like a family, you know, like a family get together, family reunion all the time we are together.
Yes, I agree.
So it's just Lisa who's not there. We are waiting for Lisa.
Oh, Lisa is on her way to the hospital.
Oh, what happened?
She had a bad sore throat yesterday, and about a half hour ago, her husband called me and said that her temperature was up to 102, and he was taking her to the hospital.
Oh God.
So, you know, it's just those two things combined with the symptoms of corona, I think are, you know, definitely worth her checking out.
Okay. She is okay, I think. Hello, sir, Richard, Mr. Richard Depelia, our leader. So let me be introduced with you our as you know, Dr. Dibakshi Kurdi and Mr. Farid Shah, Mr. Habib Mohammad Chaudhary, Mr. Bishwajit Chakraborty from Tiki Northeast Advisory Council, Mr. Rajiv Saikia. So let me introduce to all of you with Mr. Richard Depelia. He is the founder and the CEO of Global Goodwill Ambassador Foundation, and one of the greatest, biggest international NGO, non-profit organization right now, along with, I think, 216 countries and 18,000 ambassadors. Good evening, Shahida.
Good evening, Malvika. Good evening to everyone. Hello.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. Very good evening to all.
Yeah. Good evening. Very, very good evening.
It's nice we can use this time to at least interact with each other to know, because some of the names we know, but we don't know the faces. So we are seeing the faces as well for the first time. So it's great.
Exactly. I was just thinking that. Dr. Kurdi,
I would like to interrupt here. I think I have heard something. Is Miss Lisa fine? I mean, someone said that she's in the under medical attention.
Yeah, she is in hospital, I think. She has gone for some checkup.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, so
right, doctor? Right, doctor? Yeah, right, Mr. Richard?
Hello. Yes.
Yeah, hello.
How are you?
Happy to see you.
Oh, it's so great to see you. Thank you. Thank you for having me and inviting me.
Oh, our privilege. So, Pinky, it's 56. So you guys, both moderator, please introduce yourself with all our speakers, one by one. Yeah.
I think we'll do it. We will do it in the process, because we already are sharing some kind of talk in the group, right? So
yes.
There's nothing much to be elaborated. They already know us. So.
Yeah, on WhatsApp, on virtual WhatsApp, it's also virtual, but it's right now we have to accept it. This is a reality.
Yes.
We are living in virtual reality.
Here I have a concern. Mr. Pillai, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. So is it like Miss Lisa won't be able to join us today?
Right now she's in the hospital, and I just did find out. So, you know, I wasn't sure what time you all were going to be on in order to let you know. You know, I'll be glad to extend a little further, or if somebody wants to start sooner with whatever, you know, covering her topic.
Yes, that's really, really unfortunate. I hope she's fine.
Yeah, we are praying for, because yesterday morning, early morning only, I was interacting with Miss Lisa. It's on WhatsApp at that time.
Yeah, she started getting a sore throat yesterday, and then last night it kept getting worse, and then this morning when she got up, she couldn't even talk. And then they took her temperature, and her temperature was 102. So that's when her husband Dave called me and said, you know, he's taking her right to the hospital.
Okay, that's now real concern. I believe she stays fine. We will pray for her.
Yes, thank you.
So, yeah, we are really very sorry to know about Miss Lisa. We are praying that everything will, reports will be okay. And I think it's Shahida, I am going to YouTube right now. So from June. So and then you just take all the command and start your session. 1 minute left. Thank you.
Okay.
Hello, Mr. Evergreen. Welcome, sir. So, Malvika, have you gone live?
Yeah, we are on YouTube live.
Okay. Now, I just wanted to check with the esteemed panelists. Hello, Mr. Alexander Evergreen. Welcome, sir, to the webinar.
Hello, Dr. Alexander. How are you? I'm happy to see you. How is your health?
Okay.
Please unmute.
He
So
must be on-
before starting the session, Shahida, you can make all the all unmute. Then we can make ourselves unmute.
Good morning, good afternoon from the Netherlands.
Yeah, good evening from India.
Very nice to see you.
And good morning,
looking
USA.
Thank you.
That's a fun of
Good morning, Richard. Good morning.
Yeah.
Hello, is
Good
Mr.
morning.
Habib Muhammad present?
Yes.
Yes, I'm here. Good
Greetings, sir.
evening.
Chaudharies.
I'm from Laos.
Yeah.
Mr. Habib Muhammad Chaudhary sir is present. Mr. Richard Dipalia sir is present. So you can start. It's 7.
Yes.
Okay.
So we are ready to go?
Yes. Whenever you say go.
Okay then, Malavika, shall I start it?
Yes. Just a quick check, panelists. We know that Malvika has already checked. When there is around 2 minutes left for your speech, like 4 minutes are over, is it okay if we just come and say, some way you want us to send us a message, or how do you want you to let you know? Or you just want to go with the flow?
Just a reminder, kind of.
If you're okay, we will be, when you take a pause, we may come in between. The moderators will come in between. Because we are
So what's the
running
time, Shahida? What's the time limit? It's like 5 minutes?
5 to 6 minutes, yes.
5 to 6 minutes. So I think when it's like roughly 4 minutes, 4.5 or something, like, you know, maybe you can just do thumbs up, you know, because that everyone can see, it's on the screen, you know. So because if you write something in private, maybe the other person may not be
the
able to
other
pay
person
attention. So
not.
if you do
Because we don't want
either
to disturb
Shahida
per
or
se.
Pinky, you know, one of you
Fair enough.
does.
Though
So
the
you
spotlight
moderator.
would be on the speaker, we surely will give you all kind of hints, because we like to adhere to this timeline. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay, I think Pinky, you can take over.
Yes. So yes, we are ready to go. Okay. So warm welcome to one and all present here, our esteemed speakers and enthusiastic participants. I am Pinky Pathak, professionally I'm in HR, and on the behalf of Kishwa Venture, today I would be moderating the first session of particular evening. So today we have amongst us many national and international personalities who will be talking on Indian entrepreneurship, future of Indian entrepreneurs, strong network building, bilateral business opportunities, B2B opportunities, and many more. Well, I'm literally excited today because the very topic itself means following your dreams and passion. It's all about, choosing out of the box when you could have chosen something else. So I'm sure most of the entrepreneurs would be having their share of ups and downs, their share of insights, and yes, adding all to the more, their share of experience, which is going to be very useful for all of us. But before we start the session, I would like to welcome Malavika Sekia, the director of Kishwa Venture, to put up a few words from her behalf. So Malavika, it's up to you now.
Thank you, Pinky. On behalf of whole team Kishwa Venture, a warm greetings to all our esteemed speakers and attendees, today's participants. Kishwa Venture is a socially concerned organization which conducts events on relevant social issues. This is our third international virtual event. I will welcome you all to the platform of Kishwa Venture, the concept, beyond an idea. Kishwa Venture flagship event is Mampokila, a platform to empower married women based on their creative talents. The Assamese term Mampokila implies dreams in our hearts, a journey of leadership of married women in their search of a new identity. Now we are working on virtual reality global platform to create our tribe for 2021 in India and in Latin America as well. Indian entrepreneurship, hope for progress, an honest step to bring some positive solutions to grow our business and Indian economy as well. I hope that today's session will be a milestone to set a history for the Indian entrepreneurs. I personally welcome our honorable speakers, Mr. Richard De Pelia, Mr. Habib Mohammad Chaudhary, Dr. Ruby Bakshi Khurdi, Dr. Alexander Evergrande, Mr. Biswajit Chakrabarti, Mr. Rajiv Saikia, Mr. Farid Shah, Mr. KK Diwaz, and Dr. Asim Mosa. Looking forward to your expert views on Indian entrepreneurship, hope for progress. Over to you, Pinky.
Okay, thank you so much, Malavika. It was really amazing to hear it from you. So without wasting any moment, I'd like to call the first speaker of the session, Mr. Richard De Pilla. But as Shahida has already mentioned that, keeping the time constraint in hand, we definitely would like to hear you more, but as time is the constraint. So I request all the speakers to, limit your speech to the pre-allotted time given to you. So Mr. De Pilla is the founder and CEO of Global Goodwill Ambassador. He's also a member of the advisory board of LinkedIn, Google Local Guide. Mr. De Pilla, it's really an honor to have you on the platform. So it's up to you, sir, now.
Well, I want to thank everybody and certainly a great opportunity to speak today. The topic that I wanted to speak about was relative to what we're speaking about today, but maybe in a way that people might not think of. And that's the topic of hope. Hope is an anticipation that everybody has, or an expectation that things will be better than they currently are, the current situation. And, I've always thought of hope in a way that it's that little voice that's in all of our head, the voice that we had from when we were very young, and taking that voice and being able to count on and trust that voice to lead us to make the right decisions in life. And at a youthful age, we don't know that. Let's look at the story of Pinocchio, the adventures of Pinocchio. I always think about that story because it was something that really touched me when I first saw it and heard it. And then when I looked into it further, I started to realize that maybe many people had misinterpreted that story. That story seemed like it had something more to it than it's not good to lie, or not about youthful mendacity. What I really believe that the intent of Kaladi was, when he wrote that, was to show people that throughout life, you're gonna have many roadblocks in your life. And each one of those roadblocks are a decision that you need to make. And maybe in your youth, you might make decisions that are bad. But later on in life, if you keep pursuing education, which was what Pinocchio was being yelled at and criticized for not going to school. So if you did go and you pursued your education, that the dreams that you have can become a reality. So as far as hope goes, we all have hope. We all have wishes for things to be better than they currently are in our lives or in our world. I believe that we as a society now can all make decisions that are good for the society at large. And each contribution, even as an individual, once paired together, can create a greater future for our future generations. Maybe that's the big hope that we have. The big hope is that our future generations will learn from our mistakes and will join together in order to have a better society. That's the primary message that I would like to get out as an introduction to this great speakers that we have today. That to listen to all of them, to take their experiences, and to see that we are all very similar in so many ways, and our common bond should be for a betterment of our future. I thank you for having me. I hope anybody that wants to reach out to me knows how to get a hold of me. I'm obviously have a lot of ways in various social media to get in touch with me. And I'm always here to lend a helping hand if I can do it. So I'm just a call away. Thank you very much.
Okay, Mr. Pillai, this was really amazing to hear you. I'm sure you have spoken about hope. So yes, it is very important because that is the only thing, which can keep us going. And being an entrepreneur, we always need to stick onto something. It was really amazing to hear you. I'm sure that many of us would be benefited, especially the ones who want to make their hold in the field of entrepreneurship. So now the second speaker was about to be Miss Lisa Jones, but it's very unfortunate that she is suffering from fever. We hope and pray that she gets well soon. So now I would like to welcome the third speaker, who is now becoming the second, Dr. Habib Mohammed Chaudhary. He is the HSMM Group of Companies founder, President of Indian Chamber of Commerce in Lao PDR, Pioneer Mentor, ASEAN Chairman, ASEAN India Business Council, Lao PDR Chapter. So Mr. Mohammed, we are really pleased to have you here. So we'd like to hear it from you, your insights, sir. The platform is all yours.
Good evening, everyone. Today discussion about the entrepreneur. You see, I was 18 years boy, and I studied in the school, and I moved to the college first year, and I dropped out college, and I'm looking myself, how can I make money? The rather I go for study. So I thought I have to do something in my life than different than other people. And I believe one thing, you have to believe yourself and you have to believe what you are doing. Even though I don't have one penny, $1 in my hand, and I start to look dream. So anyhow, I have to 7 minutes, we have very short time. So I have to very compress to say something in the viewers for entrepreneur. So I moved to Dubai, and I have a lot of difficulty in my life. I never give up. And I tell you one thing, it is a miracle for me. When I was in the 15, 16 years boys, always I look the map and my heart say, if I move in the Laos, I will very rich man, I'll be very popular and I do something. So unfortunately, I moved in 1989 when I was 18 years boy, I moved in Dubai. And I stay in the Dubai 89 to 98 in the desert. And my heart always say, I have to move in Laos and I'll be very successful. So 98, first in my son is born in 6th of February. So I moved in 25th of February in Laos. And first day when I just landed in Vientiane city, and I get one breeze here and I said, this is country for me. So 2000, I sold my whole business in Dubai and I settled here. So I start from nothing. Today we have 400,000 agoro tree is worth more than $500 million. We are in the mining business, we are in the perfume business, we are in the IT business, and in the agriculture business also. So what I have to say in the viewers, the youth, please listen what your heart said. Please follow what your heart said. Try to fulfill your dream, even if you fall down 100 times. I told you one small story. 1992, it was in the Kuwait war with in Iraq. I was in Dubai, and this time I'm just starting my business, 89 to 92. And I looked many people in the 5-star hotel, and my apartment in the opposite side. I live with my friend. So they are in the hotel, the Arab people. And morning I look, they are in the street, even though they don't have money, they're asking for people food. And we have the raw material. I came down in Bombay. I stay my one friend in the apartment office, and I sleep over there. And I'm waiting for the food. I don't have the cash. I'm waiting food. Even his, Bombay, they call dabba. They bicycle, they bring the food, and they give you each food, each people house. Even they never did the mistake. This is the awesome thing in the world. So I'm waiting the Al Farouk one trader. I stay over there, and I'm waiting for when the lunch is arrived their office. And even though I don't want to go anywhere because I miss my food, so I jump there in the food and I see it, even though they don't ask me. So you see, life is sometimes is very difficult time. You have to pass. Sometimes I don't have money to eat. Sometimes I get a lot of difficult time, but I never give up. So again, so viewers, the youth, you look, there are a lot of opportunity today. We are lose the opportunity for COVID pandemic. A lot of people, they came to Delhi, Bombay, to came down in the Assam. What are my suggestion? You see, we have to very creative. Even though we can make the agriculture business, I seen in Thailand the Royal Project. They make the honey, and they make the nice pack and they use. So we have to use the technology for the agriculture. We can go for agriculture. We can go for many small things. Even you go in what call in the dairy farm milk. Maybe you can do 2-3 cow also. So many things that happen today. We can do small fish farm. We can sell fish. And nowadays is the very challenging. The things is not same before. Of course, it is look like a lockdown everywhere. We cannot move. It was before we listen for 200, 300 years ago. We cannot move this country to other country, and we are same. Those days come again. Look like so now we have to use the technology. IT is booming definitely. So we have to use the support with the IT. We have to go for the small packaging business and try to do small thing. Of course, agriculture is booming. Horticulture is the booming. Then we don't look the big thing something. We don't go for SME also. What my suggestion? Maybe we can take 2-3 cow. We can find the milk. Start small. Then we go slowly bigger. So there are many things we can do at the moment. And you see, you can make the robot, you can make anything. The manpower is the more best thing in the world, because we can think, we can use our intelligence, we can do many things. So this is very difficult time for us, and we have to be very patient. And I'm sorry to say, many people ask me, what your suggestion for the pandemic time? What you can suggest? Tell me what I can suggest. We don't know when it come out from the COVID-19. We don't know when we can move. We don't know when we can go each other house for dinner. We don't know when we can 100 friends meet together, get one conference. So these days, if you say something, I don't believe it's very correct. We can predict, we can say something, but I don't think so. It is come very correct. Of course, hospital business is coming very booming. IT business is going to be very boom. Agriculture definitely, and I highly appreciate our Chief Minister of Assam, Honorable Chief Minister. Let's try to do more agriculture at the moment. We need those kind of things at the moment. Again, I like to say, some our entrepreneur, please try to do something, but you don't look for the maybe small time, maybe 1 year or 2 year or 3 year. We have the one bad thing. We look result very fast. We are looking for result immediately. This is not possible. Maybe sometime you need 5 years, sometime maybe 10 years, sometime you need 15 years. But I suggest never give up and do what your heart says, what your soul says. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Mohammed. It was really an inspirational story to share. 18 years and then definitely, I mean, it's a very young age to start with. I'm sure that most of the, young generation would be motivated after listening to it.
Thank you.
So before moving on, I'd like to make one announcement that most of the participants will be having their share of questions, right? So
Yes.
here I would request all those who have come online via Zoom, they can put it in the comment section. That's on the chat option. And all those who are coming live, I mean, they're watching through YouTube, they can put it on the comment section. We'll try and attend to the most we can. So now I'm welcoming the third speaker of the session, Dr. Ruby Bakshi Khurdi, award winner, international inspirational speaker, Vice President, Women Empowerment for Global Chair Board, GGA, Chairperson for All Ladies League, Women Economic Forum, Ambassador, Female Wave of Change, and Emotional Intelligence Trainer. Well, yes, a lot of things on the feather of her. Definitely, we are looking forward to a great session, Dr. Ruby. I welcome you. The platform is all yours.
Namaskar, everyone. Thank you so much, Pinky, for such a fabulous introduction. Thank you. First of all, thank you so much, Malabika, for taking this beautiful initiative of getting us all together, all the humanitarians together for a beautiful purpose. I'm really happy that I'm sharing this platform with all of you and just listening to fabulous, starting with Richard and then Mr. Habib. It's really great. It's very energizing when you listen something which just touches your heart. Even though it's a weekend, but we are all here listening, talking, and getting energized by the speeches, by your personal stories. So my story begins with me from India. I am from India. I'm very, very proud of my heritage. Now I'm living in Switzerland. I have been working here as an educationist, teaching in the higher education, in luxury, hospitality, as well as business. So these are my three core areas. But as a woman, I'm very, very happy to say that, we all need to do something which we feel happy about and at the same time connect in some way. So as an academician, I'm not a businesswoman. I'm not, I would say, an entrepreneur in that way, but I'm a very proud social entrepreneur because I believe in connecting people. So through my voice, through my vision, I'm connecting people all over the world. And thank you so much to Richard for connecting us all through Global Goodwill Ambassadors. It was him and Lisa for the first time who told me that you are here for a purpose. I had been doing these things for a long, long time. As an Indian, we always like to do things, uplift our women, share our stories and see what we can do to make a worthwhile living, right? So I had been helping women. I had been doing things in, women empowerment. I am a very, very strong protagonist for women empowerment to give a voice to women who are suffering, or to give a voice to women who know they are strong, but they are not able to do anything. So I'm trying to bridge a gap between the haves, those who are already up there, who are something in life, and the have-nots, pretty much what Malabika is doing, connecting women and sharing their purpose. So it was good 2.5 years back that Richard, he gave me this title of Global Goodwill Ambassador. And I was like, what did I do? I haven't done anything to deserve that. And he said, you are doing something, just keep doing, no stop. Don't put a full stop or don't put a colon, just keep doing. And my journey began with Global Goodwill Ambassadors. And so I'm still happy and so proud that we are connecting more and more people to do it. So as a woman, or as a human being, I would say it's a responsibility for each one of us to do something meaningful, that you leave a legacy. Tomorrow when you're gone, your kids are there, your friends are there, other people are there who will say, oh, she did something meaningful. So guys, life is short. I tell this to my people, to my friends every day. Life is short. Live life fullest. Try to make the best of it. Even though we are having this pandemic, which is really unfortunate situation for some of us, but we have to do something meaningful. Don't give up. We are all sitting in front of the screens and having this meaningful talk because we want to support each other, right? Do something so that tomorrow we don't feel that we wasted that time, which was staying away. Because it talks about social distancing, not emotional distancing, right? We are all sitting in front of the screens, connected with each other, laughing when others are laughing, smiling when others are smiling, and getting tears, when hearing stories about people who had not a very fortunate start, but they made it because you believed in yourself. Guys, it's very, very important. Please, whatever your vision is, do not be embarrassed, do not be ashamed of it. Say proudly that you want to do something and help others. As an entrepreneur, I feel very privileged that I started my journey as a small dream, just doing my bit, not having any expectation I'll get an award or I'll be a GGA. Don't have any expectation. Don't think about awards, guys. If you are doing right, awards will follow. Your work will be your torch bearer. Don't have any expectations, because if you have expectations and they don't meet, then you're sad. Then you become the smiley becomes the down smiley, right? So please, it's my earnest request to everyone, keep doing your bit, keep sharing your bit. Do not hesitate. If you don't have time, sometimes I don't have time because I'm doing so many things, because I feel life is short. I have to do a lot of things. If you're not able to accomplish something, excuse yourself, right? I tell that to Malabika sometimes. I'm not able to do this, but whatever I can do, I'm always jumping to do it, with my bad voice, with my good voice, with my eyes, not fine, having a bad cold, but I do. So that is something each one of you has to be meaningful. Don't think you don't have that worth. You have it in you. Each one of you sitting here is special, right? You just need to ignite that thought, how I can be doing something more meaningful and connecting. So if you're not a businessman, if you're not having money, it's okay. You have your intelligence, you have your good conscience, right? So support the people by doing your bit. I'm doing my bit by talking. I talk to people, I inspire them, I talk to them, I make sure that they understand the basics. So please do not stop yourself or do not limit yourself. Whatever way you can, by smiling, by talking, by supporting, life should go on. That's it. Thank you so much. And just believe I'm always there to support in whatever way, even though I'm far away, but I'm connected with you, they'll say. Thank you. Thank you.
Dr. Ruby, thank you so much. We definitely are connected, Dilse. I cannot explain to you how, how motivating it feels to see a woman talk on entrepreneurship. It's really an example, I mean, being a woman, I can feel it that, you have different responsibilities of your life. You have to be a daughter, sometimes a wife, a mother, and, a social activist. You have many roles to do. Definitely boys too have. But yes, being a woman, I can definitely feel it. And, I wish and pray that you keep on excelling. So now I will be welcoming the fourth speaker of the session, Dr. Alexander Evengreen. He is the VP of Global Communications, Country Chair, Global Goodwill Ambassador Foundation, VP Netherlands, Cambodian Chamber of Commerce. So Dr. Alexander, we are really pleased to have you. The platform is all yours, sir.
Well, thank you very much. And you see, I'm even using a timer of exactly 7 minutes. So then I know that I keep my time on online. So personally, thank you very much for having me. I'm very honored and very pleased to be part of this amazing group of people. And thank you, Malabika, and thank you all the people here. Well, my story is actually very simple. I traveled all over the world. 27 years ago, I decided to leave Holland and move to China, set up very successful businesses. I moved to Ghana, Malawi, South Africa, America, Singapore, Thailand, and now I'm in Cambodia for many years. Now I'm in the Netherlands at the moment. And you guys asked me to talk about women empowerment, but also about mindset on becoming a successful entrepreneur. And this is something that is very close to my heart, because many times people, and especially women in certain parts of the country or in the world, think that they are less than men. Well, let me tell you something. The most successful people in life are mostly women, if you see the support what they get compared with men. So the opportunities are out there. It's very, very simple. Women are very strong in multiple tasking, and men are focused on one thing. So don't get me wrong, men can do great things, but women are really good in doing 5, 6, 7 things at the same time. And that's in your body, because you are normally a mother, take care of the family, take care of that. Everything is being taken care of. So you do 20 things. And a long time ago, hundreds of years ago, the men took one thing, and that's a job. But what I want to tell you, there are so many great ideas and opportunities for women out there. And in India, you have a lot of people, they have great ideas, and they let themselves held back by themselves. This is something you have to keep in mind. If you have a great idea, believe in yourself. You have to have an independent mindset. But another thing is very important, hook up with like-minded people. So like-minded women who have a great idea and think that their business, their product, their idea can make a difference. If your idea can make a difference and you become a team player, you work together, you share with each other, I mean, it's unbelievable what you can do. So hook up with like-minded people. Another thing is you have to think in opportunities. It's always very important not think in problems, but think in solutions. And a big solution is include your family members. So include your husband. Show them what the benefit will be if your service, your product, or whatever you're doing benefits the family. Include him, make him part of it. Don't separate yourself. You say, okay, but in our culture, it's normal that the men take care of the family. Hey, what is more beautiful that you can say, if you let me include my ideas and let me develop what I have in mind, that means we make more money, we can send our children to a better school, we can evolve, we can buy a bigger house. So it's an add-on, and you give him the feeling that he's also part of it. So this is something very, very important. You have to be able to share things and make it stronger. So you have to stop thinking in problems, but start thinking in solutions. Also very, very important is you have to do it. It's not easy. It's going to be very, very, very hard. And most likely you're not waiting to hear those things from me that you say, I don't want to hear from you, that's going to be hard. But keep in mind, if it would be easy, every woman in India would be an entrepreneur, a very successful business, but that's not the way it is. It is very tough. So you have to keep in mind, you have to be willing to go very, very deep and go very, very hard. It's not going to be easy. Every person who starts a company have to go, well, 101%. And I know there's only 100%, but I mean, you even have to be willing to give that one extra step. So if you keep in mind that there are so many opportunities out there, even in the time of COVID-19, because a lot of people use that as an excuse. COVID-19 is actually something that we can learn of, because now all of a sudden the whole world is being seen by people from another way. You have to say like, oh, wow, this can happen. The whole world is on lockdown. That doesn't mean that all the companies or all the ideas or all the possibilities also stop. This gives you an opportunity to make that step, prepare yourself for when everything starts to cool down. The pandemic is being controlled. There's a vaccine. So always keep in mind, in a period of a pandemic or something like this, it's also creating opportunities. Also very important is, if you have a great idea, share your idea up till a certain point with other people. Meet people on Zoom, meet people on Facebook, meet people on a meeting, not face-to-face or face-to-face, whatever you like, but tell them up till a certain point. You share the basics of your idea, but always keep something for yourself. That's also very important. Don't just give them everything. That's not the way it works as being a successful entrepreneur. You must be willing to share, but keep something for yourself. You always have to keep something in the pot, or else you're just giving your idea away, and that's not the way it works. The thing is also, keep in mind that women are very strong in multitasking. And this is something that you overrule men times 7. And I don't mean that that's a negative thing for men, because you should actually, as a man, benefit for women who can multitask way more in a company. That's why leadership under a woman is many times being set by people, including myself, is way more easy than under a man, because they only have one thing in mind. I want to go that direction. And as an entrepreneur, as a female entrepreneur, you approach things from a different point of view. You are more emotionally involved. You can see it from different perspectives instead of just one line. And that's what I wanted to say as a potential female entrepreneur. And yeah, I mean, this is 100% women empowerment. I believe in all of you, and especially me being a man, but I've seen it and I traveled and I lived all over the world. I lived in the whole world. I visited many countries, and I've seen it many times. Women are always one step ahead if they believe in themselves. The moment they start seeing like, okay, but I am not in the position because a culture, don't make the culture an excuse. The culture is there, but use it. Use that culture by communicating. Communication is everything. The more you communicate, the more you are clear, and the more you can show added value. That's very important. The moment you can show added value in what you are doing or what you're thinking to accomplish, that will open doors. So from this point, I can see I got 15 seconds left. Believe in yourself. Don't get discouraged by anyone. Keep moving forward. You can always contact me, sending me an email, LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever you want. You can visit my YouTube sites. I'm always there for all of you, but including the men, of course. If you need any help, questions, whatever, I am there. I wish you all success in the world. Thank you. Let's do it.
Dr. Alexander, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your insightful talk. So allow me to, confess it, before everyone that it's really a pleasure always hearing you, because, you give that one push more to achieve the dream. So with this, now I will request another moderator of ours from Team Kishwa Venture to carry on the session forward, Ms. Shahida Hussain, who is an HR by profession. Currently, she is an educationist. She is also a corporate trainer. But trust me, if you ask personally, I can tell it because I share a private bonding with her. She's an amazing human and a great mother. So Ms. Shahida, now I welcome you to take the session forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Pinky. Welcoming everyone, our esteemed panelists, as well as the participants once more. So our next speaker is Mr. Biswajit Chakraborty. He's the Director, FICCI Northeast Advisory Council. So over to you, Mr. Chakraborty.
Thank you so much. I think the topic that I've been asked to speak on is basically schemes and policies for the Northeast. I'll be speaking on that, of course. But before that, let me start with the caveat that entrepreneurship, because this entire discussion is about entrepreneurship. I believe entrepreneurship is not something that can be induced by policies. You can help, you can possibly, if you're an entrepreneur, you can possibly take advantage of a certain policy, certain scheme, and it can help you grow, it can help you tide over a difficult situation. But to become an entrepreneur, it has to really come from within. Initiatives like this, for example, no government is pushing for this initiative, but it has come from within. The Kishwa Venture initiative, I think it's a great initiative. Thank you for including me in this. So having said that, I think let me just talk about the Northeast and some of the policy initiatives that we have. Northeast India is a part of the country which has a lot of potential. It has remained underdeveloped for a number of years, for over 6 to 7 decades. But it was not always so. Before partition, we probably had one of the more developed economies in the country. After independence and partition in 1947, because of various reasons, we started to lag behind. And the primary reason is that we lost our markets in the neighboring countries. Having said that, I think we cannot remain there all the time. So the government of India and the state governments have been taking up a number of initiatives to help the region grow. I think I should begin primarily with the COVID situation and what is being done to elevate that situation. I think that's something which people might be looking forward to. The COVID situation, as the other speakers have also said, has brought in a huge amount of change. Going forward, the human civilization and the way we do business, the way we do work, I think there is going to be a certain change in that. And change brings difficulties with it, and change also brings opportunity. I think it's very important that people here in the Northeast and elsewhere learn to take advantage of the opportunities that have come up with the crisis. Uh, some some of the things that the government of India has done for small business. Uh, the government is offering collateral-free loan, which is up to 20% of your total outstanding loan. You must already have an outstanding loan of up to 25 crores. Then you can get a 20% collateral-free loan on that, and the government of India is going to guarantee that. Then stressed MSMEs can get equity support. So suppose you are owner of a business and your business is stressed, you are not being able to repay your loan because of the crisis. The government is willing to lend you money for you to put into the business as equity. This will be done through the CGTME scheme of the bank. Then equity infusion is going to be available for banks. The details are not worked out, but the announcement has been made that government is willing to put in equity in your business. Then the definition of MSME has been changed. This is a long-term thing which will benefit the sector a lot, I think. Now, it will be MSME, even if your turnover is up to 100 crores. Then certain things like for up to 200 crores of worth of contracts, you will not need a global tender anymore. So Indian businesses will be bidding for these contracts, and MSMEs and people in the Northeast also will benefit. I think this is something we keep an eye out now. Then government has said all payments to MSMEs from government departments has to be done within 45 days. Then e-market linkages for MSMEs is something the government is promoting. Then income tax returns and all, I think there are some relaxations. Also, there is a very important policy, the Northeast Industrial Policy, which offers a lot of benefits to companies or businesses who want to set up business in the Northeast. It offers capital investment subsidy of up to 30% with the upper limit of 5 crores. So if you're building a plant and you have invested 10 crores in the plant, you can get 3 crores from the government as capital investment. Then there's interest subvention of 3% on working capital loan. Then 100% reimbursement of insurance that you take out for your plant and things like that. Then income tax reimbursement for 5 years. Then GST reimbursement is also given by the state government. Then there is transport subsidy and fund incentive. So these are some of the schemes. There are a number of other schemes. There are schemes targeted especially at women entrepreneurs. Also the Mahila Udyami scheme and all that. If I go on with all the schemes, probably I'll take a couple of hours to finish all that. But let me not do that. I can see that I'm almost out of time. I've got about 10 seconds. I think the primary thing here is that we have to build up a revolution of entrepreneurship without looking too much at what schemes or policies government is offering. I think those could be add-ons. Those could be something kind of a bonus. But I think it's important that we get out of the mindset of getting a government job and start thinking about setting up our own businesses, start being entrepreneurs and starting something of our own. That's very exciting. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chakravorty, for such a meaningful talk, giving us the details, the insight that is prevailing in the current scenario. Thank you so much. Now we proceed to welcome our next speaker, Mr. Rajiv Saikia, the founder and managing director of RD Grow Green India Private Limited, Vikhuda Bioproducts Private Limited, Curves and Designs India Private Limited. And Mr. Saikia is an experienced guide for startups. Over to you, Mr. Saikia.
Namaskar. Good evening to one and all present in this webinar. And I congratulate Malabika Saikia, Pinky and Shahida for this wonderful initiative and taking this to such a nice international level. It was really a coincidence where I met Malabika. It was some startup pitch and I was one of the jury over there. the day I met Malavika, I came to know that she is really going to do something good. And here is the path she has shown. Anyways, I am Rajiv Saikia, as Shahida told, Managing Director for the 2 startup companies, which are recognized and registered by Government of India, Department of Industry Policy and Promotions. I started this startup journey. Age is not a limit. Age is just a number. And this is what I will say. And personally, though I am Rajiv Saikia and based out originally from Assam, but I am settled at Delhi for ages. And Mr. Habib Mohammed basically reminded me that old golden days when the Dabbawala in Mumbai, I was in the stock market and we used to wait for the Dabbawalas. Thank you, Mr. Habib, for reminding me that old days. So what I was telling you, I started my startup career at the age of 47. I left everything in Delhi. I came to Assam, having dreams to do something for the state. I floated a company and I incubated it IIT Guwahati with 2 professors from Indian Institute of Technology, IIT Guwahati, as a whole-time directors and with the equity holders, so that they also get some taste and interest in the company. So my company is working on basically water and wastewater. I am working for arsenic, fluoride, iron, and drilling effluent, Oil India Limited drilling kind of thing, and industrial effluent, you can say, or sewage treatment. We used to treat all these things without any chemical. This is basically the innovation. See, I'm a marketing guy. I was in the stock market for long. I was into some luxury retail segments also. For the last 3 years, I am in Assam, trying to establish myself over here, trying to do something to the state. And let me tell you, this state has given me lots of things. My technology is, again, it's a green. That's the reason I've been recognized by all these things. And I was the fortunate as a startup, when I sold my concept to public sector units, they are the government bodies. Oil India Limited, GAIL India Limited, Numaligarh Refinery Limited, and Indian Institute of Technology, Guwahati. They are now my shareholders. I initially sold the concept. See, I want to do this, and this is the thing. So if one has got the way Mr. Habib told at the age of 18, when he was such a young guy, and I started my career at 20. At the age of 18, I did my mining course. I was into the mining, and I'm talking about 90s. In 90, I joined the stock market. So from there, at the age of 47, I left all things. No, boss, I have to do something. My heart says, Kene bhai, we have to go to Assam, and I have to do. My father was in Air Force, so he was posted at Delhi. So we, as a defense personnel, we used to stay where is the last posting. So I was able to, in Assam, I was able to get the 3 public sector units signed, Indian Institute of Technology signed as one of the shareholder and all. And I have exchanged one MOU also with UK-based company for arsenic removal under UK India Water Quality Program. And Mr. Chakravarti was the right person from FICCI to say everything about the policies and what are the basically revenues and all in Assam for the Northeast policies. And Northeast is the basically driving engine right now, as per the Modi-led government also. And this is what I have seen. I have spent throughout the life in Delhi, but I also came to know, no, boss, I have to go to the Assam, to the northeast, I have to do something. So I was able to come here and do all these things. This is how I started my journey. And for the last 3 years, I patented also my technology. And nowadays, I used to go to the colleges, universities, and talk about the startup ecosystems and the water conservation, all these things. This is how basically I started, and I'm always there if anybody wants to do something over in Assam as a localite over here. Malavika is also a localite. I am also a localite over here, and Mr. Chakravarti is also stationed at Guwahati. So we as a localite, we can do bilateral tie-ups also in the near futures, and Malavika is always there. So we all are reachable through her, and anybody and wants to talk to me on this, my basically innovation and all, always welcome. That's it. Hope I maintain the timeline and all. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. Thanks for sharing your story and reminding us age is just a number.
That's right.
So we are, with your advice and your input, it'll surely guide the entire entrepreneur fraternity in the country. Thank you so much for sharing your life story. So ladies and gentlemen, next, let us welcome our next speaker, Mr. S.M. Fareed. He is a trade and investment consultant, a successful entrepreneur himself, founder director of Northeast India Asian Chamber of Commerce. Over to you, sir.
Very good evening. Am I audible, Shahida?
Yes, yes, you are, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. A very good evening to everyone. And greetings to the other panelists who have joined in from the other parts of the world. Really great, basically clubbing so many people under one platform. And thanking Mr. Malavika Saikia to basically getting me on board for this. Like Shahida has just mentioned, I'll just keep it very brief. I'm a trade and investment consultant. I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm heading the recently started Northeast India ASEAN Chamber of Commerce. I have a trade and investment consulting company in Bangkok. I've been there for a while now. And since today's topic is about empowering women, I think I will jump to the point, jump to the issues immediately, which I feel needs to be highlighted. I, in fact, mentioned something like this in my blog. I write a blog called Eastward Ho, Northeast India's Connectivity with ASEAN. I've been writing for a while now. And yes, to start with, instead of, especially with the women folks, keeping in mind the COVID.
Sorry, may I beg your pardon, Mr. Farisha? It's empowering, women empowerment is a part of our discussion, but
Okay.
our overall discussion is Indian entrepreneurship for progress.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, but anyway, it basically covers overall, since it was mentioned that way. Anyway, what do you call it? To start off, I personally feel, especially when it comes to women, I think we should work on the existing unit, the situations that surround us, to start with, before getting any help or any other, basically going to a institute or going in a situation like this. Going to an institute always helps. Someone who can guide them, who can. I personally feel we should concentrate on our local products, something which is very much around us. There have been a couple of news, what do you call it, in the news channel as in the newspapers. A lot of women entrepreneurs now are concentrating in agriculture, which is something very new, which was never there earlier. In fact, I have not come across that. Yes, that is one. A lot of people, like I think when I had my chats with Ms. Malavika, You have the weavers, existing weavers, which can be basically developed. Basically, yes, they, if at all they need financial help, of course, they'll need to go to institutes as well. The existing, a lot of people discuss about the MSMEs. Government putting in money in the MSMEs. To one extent, I personally feel it's perfectly all right. But I personally feel these MSMEs, when they manufacture, be it a small MSME or a bigger MSME, when they manufacture, when they process, basically they have to make sure that a tie-up, ultimately the MSMEs sell it to the big guys, the big players. The supply chain needs to be assured from that particular, from their point of view. Otherwise, MSME is funded with money. They are given the right dose, basically the loans, they process. And if the big players, for some reason, whether it's a demand supply issue, if they back off, then the entire chain collapses. Entire chain collapses. I think that needs to be, I personally feel that needs to be addressed. And of course, the recovery of demand. The demand has gone down, keeping in mind the COVID, the pandemic. I think that recovery of demand from the big players, if it is assured, then I think the MSMEs can play a very, very big role to it. And yes, something which I came across recently was a lot of people in big cities and small cities are working in terms of that, there's this new scheme which has come up. They work on the home cooked food. They call it the HCM, the home cooked food, basically, which is prepared by women at home. And they have got a new market now, which basically works on, helps them basically economically and keeps them engaged as well. Now, just a few other points is like, in the whole wide world now, capitalism has turned to talentism. Now, since we are not being able to reach to our desired, markets, to our desired people, I personally feel that whatever talent our people possess, be it in the rural area or in the urban areas, that can be seriously looked into, which I think will play a very big role and help employment generation as well. And yes, keeping in mind the next trend of basically during the pandemic which has come up are the gig economy. It's something which gig economy is a very, very big thing and coming up in a very big way. It's like you don't possess anything, but you are given, you avail the services, and that's it. Avail the services. You don't own anything. You don't keep people on rent. On salary. You don't give your rent. You are confined to your office or your home, and you get your services done. That also, I personally feel, is a issue. Yes, the new gender. To create a new gender, I personally feel another issue is like the responsive trade and government policies. It has to It has to synergize. It has to synchronize the government policies and the people on the ground, whatever they are doing at the ground reality. That needs to be synchronized. If it is not, then I think there is a gap. That seriously needs to be addressed. I'm actually giving you a very overall perspective where women, of course, can capitalize on something like that. Something basically issues which are coming up now. Yes, the investor community contribution, people who have the CRS, people who avail the CRS issues, they can come out and they can reach out to these people who basically are working on startups or who are doing things confined to their homes, confined to their small setup, whatever they have, within their reach or within their homes. And of course, one more thing, I think the women will be very happy to hear this. I personally feel a lot of setups, a lot of institutes or establishments needs to involve women when it comes to decision making. When you have women in decision making, you got to feel the pulse of what actually a woman wants, or the group of women they need. They need their requirements, and how they basically can work on it and move ahead. I'm trying to wrap up because I just kept a few points, because Malavika has strictly told me that it is restricted. My session is restricted to 6 minutes only. I don't know whether, I think I must have crossed that limit. I've been blabbing for a while. But anyway, what do you call it? Yes, keeping in mind, I will not miss out on this. Mr. Habib and Mr. Saikia has mentioned about the dabbawalas. I'm a foodie. You can, I think, make out looking at me as well. Is like, I've had some great time in Mumbai. I've spent 12 of my best years in Mumbai. I was in Xavier's. Of course, my college was not very known for education. It was more known for glitz and glamour, because we had a lot of models and actresses, basically, even present actresses studying. I was fortunate, they were my juniors. Anyway, they were in the regular college, I was in the management institute. I think that's about it. Overall, that's about it. And like our first panelist, it was very good. He started on a very, very encouraging note. He said that we live with hope. He's so right, because I personally feel hope is like the clouds. Some pass by and others bring rain. Thank you so much. I sincerely hope I have done my bit of 6 minutes, bit of contribution, whatever I can. And you would be very happy. I can see Rajiv clapping. Thank you so much, Rajiv. You have already encouraged me. And Shaida is also smiling, so that's great. And Mr. Alexander has given a very patient hearing. Thank you very much. And I sincerely hope people did accept whatever I've said, because it seems most of you all are smiling. So I'll take it as a yes. So thank you very much. And basically looking forward to a great future. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for this insightful and pragmatic talk to guide our entrepreneurs. So we move to our next speaker, that is Mr. KK Dias, a speaker, a business strategist, joining us from South Africa. Over to you, Mr. Dias.
Sorry about that. I was just battling with the unmute button. Good evening, good morning, and good day to everyone. Special thanks to Malavika, Pinky, and just everybody who's worked on this project and the event. I'm really honored to participate. And I want to thank, excuse me, not only my co-speakers, just the business leaders around the world, but also the entrepreneurs who are on the call today. I really appreciate it. I wanted to just make this a little bit special and make sure that I prepare for it. So I've put together a couple of slides that I'm going to share with you today. I'm just going to see if I can share my screen. Please, will you allow me to share the screen so I can project the slides? Sorry, I'm still unable. Okay.
Mr. Dias, can you just mail us the slide? Because I think we already have conveyed the same, but till the last moment, we have not received any from you. I have also mailed you, I mean, requested you personally.
Yeah.
Sorry, the plan was.
Sorry. So are you able to share now? Can you just check now? I made you the co-host.
I have, I believe. Can you not see my screen?
Yeah. Yes, we can. Wonderful.
Okay, so I'll just jump in. I'm a business strategist. I'm based out in Johannesburg, South Africa, and I also help clients, businesses predominantly, to use digital transformation to grow their businesses. However, a few years ago, in coaching and the consulting work that I do, I get to work a lot with entrepreneurs, obviously, and business executives. However, we realized that, internally, inherently, people struggle a lot with self-limiting beliefs. And we as a company wanted to find a new way to help people to see this challenge, but more than see the challenges, to actually overcome those challenges. And there were principles that we discovered on a journey that we took, which took us to climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. And for those who don't know, Mount Kilimanjaro is the highest point on the African continent. It's the highest mountain on the continent. And so we said, how can we match climbing a mountain to starting and growing a business or pursuing a career, a successful career that is. So what I'm going to share with you today are predominantly those principles that we discovered in retrospect when we look back. And I'm hoping that everyone on this call, the women and just about everyone, can use these principles and apply them. And these principles, I find, follow me everywhere I go. So regardless of what challenges I'm facing, what projects I may need to initiate, kick off, and actually get to success, I find that these principles are always applicable, both in life and in business, in career and in life and just in general. And as a result, after coming back from the journey, we were then able to publish our first book, and we've since published 5 books. So I have to, I'd like to dedicate this brief talk that I'm going to give to you to Dr. Tanindlovu, who passed on late last year. She's actually the woman who taught me about mountain climbing and about climbing my corporate ladder in business. And she was one of the most successful entrepreneurs in the country. She led one of the biggest construction companies in South Africa, which we know is very much a man-led kind of industry. It's very challenging for women especially, but I'm just sharing this with you to show you that it is all possible. And so what I'm going to share with you are principles that I learned on this journey and how I've since applied them in just about everything that I do. So the first principles is really about purpose. Maybe let me use the screen to speak to all of them. The principles that you're seeing on the screen now are purpose, leadership, value. And by value, we mean value proposition, which I'll explain. And also obviously relationships and commitment. And all of these principles should ideally help you to not only develop the relationships and the networks that you need, but to help you grow as an individual and obviously as an entrepreneur. So the first principle, again, I'm going to rush through this in the hope to save time. The first principle is really about purpose. You want to know what your purpose is. You want to know why you exist as an individual. You know, they say two of the most important days in anyone's life. The first one is when they were born, and the second one is when they find out why they were born. So you really want to find out and discover in your deepest of hearts why you exist, so that you can start aligning your life and your journey and your work towards that greater purpose. And it is my belief that a lot of people don't achieve their success primarily because they don't have a purpose, meaning they don't have a big enough purpose that compels them to do all the things that they need to do in order to achieve that success. People like Nelson Mandela and people like Mother Teresa had nothing, but the big thing that they had was purpose. And at the end of the day, they achieved the greatest of success and in helping people, especially to overcome challenges and to be people who are living in dignity as a result of having that purpose. So that's merely an example that you can use. And so the question is, I know you're looking for answers, but I want to leave you with questions. And so one of the questions you need to ask yourself is, what is your purpose? And the question I like to ask people is, if a statue had to be built in your name in the middle of a city, what would that statue say about you? Secondly, leadership. You want to develop your leadership because leadership is not just about positions, but it's really about what you can make happen, right? It's about showing others what is possible out there. So I really commend you to develop your leadership principles more than anything, because the leadership increases your capacity and your ability to do the things that you need to do, and it changes action. Also, value proposition. The value proposition is really understanding what it is that people want. You know, people, customers, and just about everybody in the world care about one thing. They care about the value that you can give to them, right? So really find a way of defining and truly understanding your value proposition, because people love you, yes, but they love themselves more and they want to succeed as well. So find a way of you being the person that helps them to become successful. And obviously relationships are extremely important in networking, in business. In Africa, we have a purpose that says, if you want to, we have a saying rather that says, if you want to go fast, right, you can go by yourself. But if you really want to go far, it's really about finding that network that's going to help you to reach as far as possible. And it's also about understanding in your network, you know, do you fly with eagles, or do you scratch around with chickens? So it's really important to understand your network, because they also say the 5 people that you hang around with the most will determine your future, really, in terms of the thoughts you have, the things you say, and the actions that you propel. And lastly, commitment. Commitment is really about having the ability to stick to something long after the excitement has gone. It is tough right now. It is painful for most people, but people like Diana Nad have made astronomous successes. You too can, but it's really about having the commitment and understanding that the pain that you're feeling today can turn into the strength that you need tomorrow. So I hope that you'll use these principles in your success and in building your businesses and those networks. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Dias. What a lovely speech. Yes, we're back. So I really liked that question, and Richard has also answered. What do you want that, you know, that thing to be written on statue? Wonderful. So thank you so much, and thank you so much for being so encouraging. So we go to our last speaker for the day, Dr. Asim Mosa. He's Global Goodwill Ambassador, Success Legacy President in Middle East Africa, President of Scientific Academy Research, President of Association of Scientists, Developer Faculties in Africa, President of Scientific Academy Research Africa Section, high-level speaker in United Nations for World Summit Information Society. And over to you, Dr. Asim Mosa.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure and my honor to be with you today. Thank you, Malabika. I wish you luck with Kashma Vansha. That's why we are all here today, to let you, you know, like your dream come true. Thank you for Mr. Richard and Lisa and Alexander and Ruby and all the speakers. I thank you so much. Today I'm going to say, you know, some comments about the entrepreneurship. Maybe will help as my experience, you know, to attend a lot of webinars with the United Nations, with aviation, and all organizations that I belong to. So I'm talking about COVID-19 is the mother of all crises. Yes, but maybe we will experience more like climate change or something like that if we are not going to listen, you know, to today's harsh lesson. So you know, I always say it's like innovate or die. So we have to like to look for innovation in this entrepreneurship and be like resilience and be like flexible to this, you know, COVID-19. So some bad news that we got that, you know, like e-commerce, like for USA, like declined by 20%, and also, you know, African growth like fall from 3.9 to 0.4. For example, Australia have like 1 million people unemployed, and a lot, you know, like maybe for bad news, but also there's a good news also, that if women participate in this entrepreneurship like Kashma Venture or something like that, the global GDP will rise by $5 trillion. That's something good. Also, they know if you are going to use the new technology like IoT, artificial intelligence, you know, you can like save like $150 billion if you save like 1%, you know, in services like aviation, healthcare, gas, and oil. Also, they know you can like get like $500 billion from 5G and also 3 million jobs from 5G. Also, at 2035, you got $12.3 trillion from, you know, like 5G. Artificial intelligence also will go about 47% from 2017 to 2024 in aviation. So a lot also of good news. You know, if you are going to move the new technology to the, you know, a good skills leadership like intelligence. So do you know about this, you know, small and medium enterprise? You know, it's like good for the society, for job creation, for the economic contribution. So 2 points we have to concentrate in. The first point, invest heavily in technology, the new technology, 5G, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things. And the second thing, we have to go to the new technique in leadership. For example, emotion intelligence. We have to concentrate in this emotion intelligence because of the coronavirus pandemic. Also the good news that hello. The good news also there's like flexibility, like for example passenger planes transit go to cargo planes, and some hotels are going to work in medical. Also there's many fast food now. Also fashion designer are transit to make clothes, to make like face masks. That's a good news. So there is a flexibility in how to deal with this COVID-19. Also there's a change. It's often hard to see that a change until it washes over you. So I want to tell you something that there are 4 types of entrepreneurship or entrepreneurs who, the first one who change after the change, that will survive. If you don't change, of course you will fail. Also, if you are going to change with this change, you will succeed. But what about if you change that change? That will lead the business and lead all the globe. That's the lesson that we have to know. And also we have to ask you a question. If you have a problem, are you going to solve this problem? So you are going to open a new market for you. Also, are you going to work in enterprise that have opportunity like agriculture, telecommunication, medical, so you have an opportunity. But also there is a risk if you work like, for example, aviation. So aviation and like tourism or hotels or something like that, this is not opportunity. Are you going to change to another business, or what are you going to do? Are you looking for innovation? So for this time we are looking for people who concentrate in idea to make a new idea for this pandemic, not concentrate about events or people. No, I'm talking about to concentrate, to innovate, to do something new. So for entrepreneurs, we have a lot of features like resilience, like ability to think big, like a good communicator. But I want also to talk about something. We have like 2 types, for mentality of abundance and the mentality of scarcity. So for entrepreneurs, we look for mentality of abundance, the one who give enough opportunity for everyone, and like he like help people and do a good things for people, not the other one who is not good for everyone and looking for is the only one chance, who will get this chance. So I'm looking for this type of people that success of others don't threaten him. Success of others will make him go up, and also share his experience and knowledge and information and be generous. Not generous only in money, but also generous in advice and help people. That's what we need in this time, this type of entrepreneur. Also, there's a 2 essential factors must be activated. The first one is technology, new technology, because it will increase revenue. At the same time, it will, prevent COVID-19. Prevention is better than treatment. And I talked about this before in the last webinar. Also, the second was emotion intelligence. It's very important these days because there's a reduction in materials and more losses. So we have to concentrate on these 2 factors. So why emotional intelligence and cloud of things or new technology? Because great leaders move us, great leaders like entrepreneurs move us, inspire us, motivate and energize us. But if maybe he is lucky and they got everything, but this is not the case. In COVID-19, this is not the case. We need the entrepreneurs are different this time. Also for quality will help and reduce cost and increase revenue. And I give a lot of example about this for IoT, aviation intelligence, and 5G. So behind every crisis like COVID-19, there's a grant. And I think if we can activate emotion intelligence and the cloud of things in this, days or this time, maybe, in the entire world, maybe this is a grant of COVID-19 pandemic. And also, I would like to talk also for the information technology. There's a lot of fields like healthcare, telemedicine, education technology, remote learning, training model. A lot of also for security, because it will be a lot of data for knowledge and for wisdom, and we need to secure this data to make sure that no one make this data. A lot of fields will help us. So I believe technology has a long way to go before it can help COVID-19 or any diseases, but help a lot. Also, there's a lot of things for artificial intelligence for detection and prevention of COVID-19, for ensuring that contactless delivery, for vending machine, for school education online, for disinfection tunnel that be deployed for the employee, for self-driving disinfection robot for hospital, for helping the development of vaccine for coronavirus. Also, for monitoring the coronavirus. So a lot of of field. I have been attend a lot of webinars with Facebook like Sherry and another one vice president, and also they have the resilience. What's been the resilience? Resilience that in this COVID-19 pandemic, you can stand and and help the employee and to do something for your company, for your community, for all the world. So thank you so much. I wish you luck for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mosa. It's always nice to hear from you. And today was no exception. Thank you for all the insights that you have shared with us. So with this, we come to the end of the webinar in terms of the speeches. I thank all esteemed speakers for sharing your insights today. And I'm sure your stories of struggle and subsequent success will inspire all our entrepreneurs. Now we are opening up the forum for questions. You may type in your question in the chat box, or you may also give it through the YouTube system. You may also unmute yourselves and talk about the question that you have in mind.
I think here I would suggest that people, those who are having on the question, they can unmute themselves and then they can interact directly. That would be advisable and more convenient, I believe. So anyone having the question can just unmute yourself and then you can definitely come up with it.
Okay, can I?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Hello, all of you. Thank you for this opportunity to attend this webinar. So actually, I have lots of questions, but I'm starting with one. My question is, what will be the scenario of the market after the pandemic? What is the prediction? It will boost up or it will need time? Yeah, it will need time. What should we have to do about it if the market will go down?
Okay, thank you, Amit, for the question. You have any specific speaker in mind, or anybody can take it up?
No, anybody can answer. Any speaker, because
we request any of our esteemed speakers. Yes. Yes, sir.
All right, thanks for the question. I guess maybe let me speak to one part of the question, and anybody who has a crystal ball and has an ability to see what the future looks like, they can speak to that. But what I want to answer is speak to the fact that an entrepreneur or a business, the need to address current and relevant need of their customers has never changed. That will never change. So something we've always preached and assisted businesses with is to innovate their value proposition. It's about making sure that the value that you provide to your customers fits in with their lifestyles, it fits in with the way that they look for and find and consume those products. So that's really my advice to businesses right across the spectrum. Find a way to innovate and potentially to digitally transform your service, obviously depending on the market that you are in, so that the way that consumers will look and find your product, purchase it and consume it is scalable and is really disruption proof, so to speak, so that whether it's COVID-19 or any other potential pandemic coming up, that your business will still be scalable and will have a business model that can fit or at least survive some sort of disruption.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dias. Thank you, Mr. Dias. Yes.
I definitely know it's already time, but I would like to put up a question from my end to Dr. Asim Mossa, sir. So the thing is that, I have seen that, at this pandemic period, most of my friends, for example, one of my friends has been suffering the same. The thing is that, he has gone for a restaurant business recently, but, after 3 months of operational activities, on the 4th month, the COVID strike, and, it was on a complete lockdown phase. So currently also it's on a complete lockdown phase in Assam. So, sir, how are the ways, what are the ways, or where do they need to go and strike back? Because he is completely under loss right now. So can you just please suggest about what can be done?
Not sure if I'm listening carefully to the question, or you ask your question about what are going to, the next move about what's happened. This is your question.
Pardon, sir. Shall I repeat the same?
Yeah, please. Oh, Shahida, can you tell me, Shahida, the question?
No, I do have a question. The thing is that, one of my friends has gone up for a startup that was. So the thing is that, he had operated the business for 3 months.
Can you please be, can you wait for me? I'm going to change the connection. Okay, for better connection. Just one.
Sure.
Okay. In the meantime, can we have any other question? Anybody there?
Yeah, I have one question.
Yes,
Mr. From Haryana. Actually, I want to ask, like, government of India has put a lot of in MSME, and the young entrepreneurs want to invest, and but they are not getting any idea what business should they go, as seen in the pandemic. So they are, if any idea that anybody can suggest which will work in this pandemic.
We open the question to any of our esteemed panelists, whoever would like to.
Can I take that?
Yes, Mr. Shah.
When it comes to MSMEs, I personally feel to start with, to be more on the safer side, since we are in India, agro and agro-based products are the safest bet to start with, number one. I don't know which part of the country you're from, sir, but anywhere, I think if you are from any part of the...
I'm from Haryana.
Okay, great. That's even better. If you're from North India, India is all basically agro-based, and they are doing very, very well. Much better than the other parts of the country. They made full use of that. You can start off with, I personally feel, I think agro and agro-based will make a lot of difference. Because now, end of the day, you have seen whether in pandemic, whether you are at home or you're out, you got to eat. People have to eat when it comes to vegetables or food or whatever, XYZ products. That is one of the safest bets, I personally feel. Beside that, I had mentioned when I just started off, is like whichever part of the country or whichever part of the globe you're from, if you just look around you and whatever is grown locally or whatever can be done locally, that is a much better and a very safe bet as of now, as we speak. Because keeping in mind, we don't know when we are coming up with a vaccine. We don't know when we are coming up with the medicine. We are going through very uncertain times. So I personally feel that can be one. And the other one is like, people are getting into the e-commerce business, basically helping people deliver from one part or maybe of the city or the town to the other part. You can work on basically those fields. Basically, this is whatever little bit of study I have done, whatever little bit of research. I'm sure people will have other things to, basically people can give other inputs. But I personally feel that can be one of the safest bets. And trading, of course, When it comes to trading, you are taking much less risk. You're buying the product, keeping a premium, paying your tax, and then whatever is basically is the revenue, that basically is for yourself. I'm just putting it in plain and simple language. I don't want to elaborate. I have a long list of things, but I personally feel when this is the question and answer session, the Q&A session is always limited. So I think I personally feel you can just start off with that as of now. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Please, can you please let her write the question, because I didn't hear the question well. So if she can write the question, I'm going to ask you, answer him. Thanks.
Sorry. Pinky, hi. Would you like to repeat your question to Dr. Mossa, please?
Yes, I have jotted down in the chat option, so you can just have a look and then can reply.
Can I also add something to what the gentleman before me just answered?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
That is yes for me?
Yes, Mr. Ivanpri. Yes, Alexander.
Okay, the thing is, what he just mentioned is fantastic indeed, but for me, I am a motivational speaker. I speak to people all over the world, and many times they ask me a question, especially now within the pandemic, what can we do? And I always say, because what the gentleman just mentioned, in my opinion, and in many opinions of people that I work with, it is related to a budget. Many people want to start something and they don't have a budget to start doing big things in agriculture. Even when you do it small scale, that's of course also okay. But I always have to remind people, have a few things in mind. Budget, how much is your budget? Do something that you love, very, very important. An advice for me is if you like to do things online, because then you have no issues with social distancing and so on and so on. And also, if you want to do something and it's something new, many, many people are looking for something to get educated. And education things are making money, you help other people, and especially me being Vice President of Communications within Global Goodwill Ambassadors, it is an awesome foundation. And what we do is we try to educate people, we try to teach people things. And if you want to start something, education is fantastic. Also have to keep in mind, if you do something, it has to add value to other people. It doesn't matter how hard you try. It doesn't matter that you want to make some money. It doesn't matter that you want to make your business successful. If it does not add value to others, it will be tough. So keep these things in mind. Add value, love what you do, think about your budget, maybe education related. I mean, this will definitely help you. So I hope this helps a little bit to add more to the question of what to do in the time of the pandemic.
Yes. It
Thank you.
definitely is going to
hello?
serve the purpose, sir.
Yes.
I'll get back to him.
Yes, Dr. Mossa.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Yeah, thank
Yes.
you so much. I got her question so written. So I think her question about restaurants, but due to lockdown and due to COVID-19, everything is stopped. So what she are going to do now? I think the best advice now for restaurants, for hotels or something like that, is try to make a service like home delivery to send food or something like that, to home, and to have to take care from the precaution of COVID-19, that let all the customer know that there's a procedure to make sure that nothing will infect or something like that. So try to concentrate in delivery, home delivery or something like that, till she gets the money, and then she can continue it after COVID-19 finished. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your question.
That was insightful.
I know there are more questions that are in our minds, but for paucity of time, we'll not be able to take all your questions right now. So what we'd suggest is we request the participants to please put your question to Krishna Venture. I'm sharing the details. So if I'm sharing the details here. So I request all the participants to put your questions. We'll surely be in touch with the esteemed panelist and we ensure you that we bring an answer to you.
And yes, yeah, I would like to request you to, when you put forward the question, do mention to whom you are putting it forward so that we can get back to them and definitely get back to you.
So these are the details of Kishwa Venture. People who have registered with us will also send the email in terms of our details. So thank you so much to everyone for all the time. And a special thank you for our esteemed speakers for taking out time from a busy schedule on a weekend and sharing your insights with us. And a big gratitude to our participants for making this webinar a grand success. Be safe and healthy. Take care of yourself till we meet again. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. It was indeed a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone, for coming
Namaste.
and gracing the occasion.
Namaste
It was
to
really
everybody.
very nice. I thoroughly enjoyed listening to all of you. I would just like to take this opportunity quickly to share a very good news which I just received on the occasion of Nelson Mandela Peace Day. I have been awarded as Excellent Humanity and Peace Award 2020. I just got this news
Wow.
while
Congratulations,
webinar was going on.
Wonderful.
Very nice, very nice.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. So guys, it seems we all are lucky for each other. You guys are really lucky. While talking all this, this news came to me. I just shared it on LinkedIn. And I was like having joys of tear, like while I just talked to you guys, I was crying emotional. I became very emotional. And then I got this news. So there's definitely going to be some hidden meaning behind it. We are definitely going to make a history by combining together and doing something really significant. So I'm really looking forward to collaborate with all of you in whatever best way we can do something together for a better future and fight back this pandemic period. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Congratulations.
Take care. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Take care.